So what I want to talk about now is I want to talk about what it is, the importance of having a peace of mind, right? The importance of having what we call a peace of mind. So what is a peace of mind? Well, to me, that is when you're operating in a state of happiness. A peace of mind means that you are happy, you're content, you're satisfied with where you are in your life, in your relationship, or whatever the case is. So what I'm going to do is I want to discuss a couple of things that you really need to have lined up if you're going to go to bed and have a peace of mind, as we usually refer to it. Number one, if you are in a job where you're unhappy, where you don't like to go to work, you hate where you work, you can't stand the job, but the only reason why you're staying in that job is simply because of the check, right? And you're scared to venture off and to try something new and to explore new horizons or whatever the case is, then you're never going to have a peace of mind. You're always going to be thinking about, oh goodness, I have to go here again today. Or you mean I got to go to work again today? And you're at work and you're looking at your watch constantly. You're looking at the clock and you can't wait to clock out to go home because you're unhappy in being there. And there's so many people, I know a lot of people like that. They hate their job, they hate what they're doing, but they feel stuck there. The truth is you are not stuck in the job that you're in. You want to be there, right? If you were to work hard enough and look hard enough and long enough for something that you truly want to do, then you can find it. Especially, I think, we have a decent economy right now, right? So if you're stuck in what you call a dead-end job and you keep complaining over and over again about the fact that, well, you know, this is what I got to do, or if you've convinced yourself that that is all you can do, then that is what you will be doing for the rest of your life. Which brings me to, you might also want to look at my video, Cognitive Deficit Thinking, and that ties into what I'm talking about when it comes to a peace of mind. So first of all, the first thing is if you're in a job and you don't want to be in that job, then you're not going to have a peace of mind. You need to get up, get out, and you know, it's okay to have fear and not know how things are going to work out. You know, it's okay. I moved to the United States of America with $300 and I had a lot of fear. I didn't know how I was going to eat, don't know how I was going to pay for school, but through hard work, grace of God, you know, I made things happen. You can't be fearful or else it just holds you back as a person. The next thing is if you're in a dead-end relationship. I call them dead-end relationships. And you feel like this person is your all, like you can't do better, right? Now, first of all, let me say, there's a difference between compromising in a relationship to make things work. You know that you have stuff in common with the person. The two of you pretty much have figured out maybe you're good for each other. You're probably supposed to be together. You probably figured that out. But there are compromises that could be made. That's different to being in a dead-end relationship. A dead-end relationship is when you feel trapped, when you don't feel like the person loves you or cares about you, and then you have convinced yourself that you cannot do better. Again, that is cognitive deficit thinking. Look at my other video. Right? So if you are convinced that you cannot do better, that you can't find anyone to love you better than this person loves you, if you've convinced yourself that the way they treat you is love, first of all, then you're gonna be trapped in that dead-end relationship and you're never gonna have what I call a peace of mind. You're not gonna be able to sleep at night. You're gonna be hollowing in your pain and in misery because you're letting this person do it to you. There is always someone better, right, out there. There's always a possibility that there's someone who will treat you better. But if you don't feel like you deserve better, then let me tell you this, you are never going to have better. If you don't feel like you deserve better, then you're never going to have better. I have the opportunity to counsel a lot of people, and maybe for privacy concerns I can't say all the places I work or whatever the case is, but I have an opportunity a lot of times, and I've counseled literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in the last several years, life coaching hundreds and hundreds of people about things that they need to do in their lives to be happy and to be that better person. And I realized one of the things that a lot of people are missing is the element of having a peace of mind. They could sleep at night, that you don't have to go to work with a fake facade, pretending that you're happy, wearing makeup to cover up, whether it's abuse physically or just the unhappiness that you're feeling inside as a person. They don't have a peace of mind. So if you are in that dead-end relationship and it's not working for you, if you've convinced yourself that that's the best you could do, then you're probably going to be unhappy for the rest of your life. And that's just me being honest with you. You have to dare yourself to break hold of, and it's the thinking. What holds us back more than anything else is the way we think. It's the way we look at things. Oftentimes we convince ourselves that we cannot do better. Whether it's the job that you have and you know, or someone probably told you this is the best you could do and you believe them, right? Which is big mistake. Or the person that you're with, they're abusive and maybe they're telling you. And I've also done interviews on as far as domestic violence is concerned. So you might want to go back and look at some of those interviews as well. Right? So if you are in situations like that and you've convinced yourself that you can't do better or whatever, then you're not going to be able to do better. You have to believe that you deserve a better life. That is the first step towards getting a better life, is you telling yourself and knowing and believing that you deserve a better life. So a peace of mind. A peace of mind means that you're happy. Having a good peace of mind means that you can sleep well. It means that you don't walk around with regret and sorrow every single day. That you're not living in a relationship that is nothing more than a lie. That you're not in a job and you're completely unhappy, but you complain all the time, but you're not trying to do something different, right? So if you're going to have a peace of mind, you've got to make those changes for your life going forward. You've got to make those changes today. And one more thing. You can't always care about what people think. You cannot always care about what people think. A lot of you are going to come across this video and you perhaps love someone and you're not going to be with them because you care about what society thinks or about what the world thinks. Well, guess what? You're going to be unhappy while the world or the rest of society is off doing their own thing. And when you could be happy, you so care about what John, Mary, and Harry down the street think that you can't even embrace happiness when it shows up at your front step, at your doorstep, right? So a lot of you out there, forget about what people think sometimes. It's good to care, but you can't be so concerned about, because everyone's going to live their life. You know, in 2013, my grandmother passed away, and she was strong. She was, you know, probably about 5'3" or so, 5'4", but, you know, lived life like she was 6'9", so to speak, that type of personality and that type of person. And when I saw her laying in the casket, I would never forget, laying in that coffin, how could somebody so strong, you know, just be laying there so still, so peaceful, right? And she was my hero. I was raised by my grandmother. And if you really know me, you would know that a lot of the ways I live my life, a lot of things I do, is really the way she lived her life and the way she did a lot of things. That's the person who really inspired me. But seeing her there made me realize something. I realized when I was looking at her laying there that people die. And I know that might sound ridiculous, but no one in my really immediate family had really passed away. And so I was looking at that point in my adult life, and I was looking at her laying there, and I was thinking, wow, people really do die. And on that day, I realized I need to live my life for me. It doesn't mean that you're selfish. It doesn't mean that you don't care about what other people think. It doesn't mean you don't care about other people. But at the end of the day, I cannot be unhappy simply because you don't want me to be happy, or your version of happiness for me doesn't match up with my version of happiness for myself. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to go with my version of happiness for me. And I'm not going to give a damn about what you think about me or how you think I should be happy. My thing is about that is you mind your business And you've got to make sure that you are living your life the way you want to live your life. And you can't care too much about what people are going to say, because people are going to talk, and they're going to talk, and they're going to talk, and they're going to talk. And if you pay too much attention to that, you're going to let them steal your glory. You're going to let them steal your joy, right? So to have a peace of mind, you can't care also about what people say. You got to care about yourself as well. It doesn't mean being selfish. It means that you live your life the way you want to live your life. And you let people talk. Because whether you do this or you do that, people are going to talk anyway. It really just doesn't matter. So you do what pleases you and what makes you happy. So what I'm going to leave you with this as far as a peace of mind is concerned. If you're unhappy in your job, go find a new one. Look, it might not be easy, but you could do it. If you're in a dead-end relationship and it's not working out, the person's abusive, physically, verbally, or they just don't meet your needs, you're just not happy, leave. Find someone who will make you happy. Go walk in your truth, live your life. If you love someone and people are not they're not excited about who you might love, that's their business. You love who loves you, who makes you happy. And then finally, don't be so concerned about what people are saying about you that it steals you of your joy. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you're living your life, and that when you go to sleep at night, you have a good peace of mind. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and look at my other videos. And if there are any other topics you want me to talk about, make sure that you leave that in your comments as well, and I'll talk about those topics also. All right? Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again. Thank you.